Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Imponte Duke of Death. And I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. I know we are technically in the San Andreas Mercenaries season of Will It Off-Road, and neither this nor the next vehicle are from that DLC, but we're kind of out of vehicles from that DLC until more come out in the drip feed. So I went back to a comment from about a month ago from Matthew Martin 4298. Which they said they would like to see the Nemesis, the Ruffian. Ooh, I thought Hobo was going to get me. And the Duke of Death. Well, we're doing two of those today. Maybe one of these days we'll do the Ruffian. Next week, I think we're going to do the Wastelander and the Technical. Neither of those have been tested. When the Wastelander first came out, I didn't really buy it. I didn't really want it. But then, you know, in the long dry spell between DLCs, I had a bunch of extra money, and I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy a Wastelander, finally. And I did. This vehicle is really good for those of you who play Will It Off-Road Bingo, which, if you want to play, is in the description down below. Just click on that bingo link and then generate a new card once you're on that website. And then tap or click on things that happen in the video that's on your card. And if you get bingo, Commander Hobo will land on top of you. No, if you get bingo, you will be the 6th ever winner. In the 204 videos, only 5 winners previously. But this car is especially good for Will It Off-Road Bingo. I don't know if you've spotted it yet or not, but it has a B72 Mo license plate. That's the license plate I used to use way back in the day before I changed it to BTYB for most of my cars. So yeah, pretty rare to actually see a B72 Mo license plate in Will It Off-Road anymore, so kind of a nice one. Plus, Hobo makes sure that the Avenger space that can pop up is pretty much a free spot anymore, because he always gets his Avenger out now. Though the J-Bo's then turns around and tries to shoot it down with a flare gun. Avenger can take, what, how many missiles? 2 flares will take it down, however. No joke. Not even exaggerating. So, Duke of Death. That was some game stutter just then. It's GTA. It's a 10-year-old game. What can you expect from it? Seems like the higher end your hardware, the worse the stuttering can get. With the Duke of Death, I mean, it's a muscle car, so the struggle is finding that sweet spot in the throttle on all the various inclines where you're putting the power down with no wheel spin. And that's hard to do, especially when hikers are on our mountain. And yes, this is the Vainglorious mountain. Hikers are not allowed. So if you see them, take them out. By the way, you have, as a GTA Online player, you have our full permission to be on the mountain whenever you want. Hikers, NPCs, they're not allowed. But the Vainglorious do on Mount Chiliad. It's just, it's canon. It's just accepted fact. It's our mountain. Anyway, yeah, it's just a struggle to find where it can really get its power put down. And because of that, it suffers in its climb, slows it down a little bit, but we are up in 3 minutes, basically flat. So, will it off-road? Yeah, I mean, it will. For most muscle cars, you know, it's one of those things where while it'll do it, I don't highly recommend it. I don't know what the up and atomizer was being shot about. I really don't. And here we have a grudge match taking place of some sort. I love that everyone was in the Duke of Death, though. Like, everybody has a Duke of Death, it seems like. Probably helps if they're free. But yeah, oh, there we go. The Avenger got destroyed by that flare that was resting on top of its blades. No joke. It wasn't sent back. It got destroyed. So, for performance, the Duke of Death is 174th, way down there, out of 393. It is 0.13 seconds slower than the Monroe, and 0.03 of a second faster than the recently released Broadway, recently, like last 6 months type thing. In terms of muscle cars, it is 16th out of 50 that we have tested. It is 1.02 seconds slower than the Vajero ZX, and in the same distance to the Broadway. Hobo has an impressive horn on his Duke of Death. Compared to the other Dukes that are in the game, it is 10 seconds flat faster than the Beater Dukes, and 22.58 seconds faster than just the regular Imponte Dukes. Not the beater, not the Duke of Death. She's a bit top heavy though, so definitely wants to roll over, and I guess just because of the mass of the vehicle, because it does weigh quite a bit, which is why it can ram practically anything out of its way. But it wants to roll over, and it lands weird, and it's just a little bit of a challenge to get it down the mountain. Almost as much of a challenge as it was to get it up the mountain to begin with. It was definitely a little bit of a struggle, though it did get down in about 25 seconds or so faster than it went up. Gravity assist, gravity, mass, yeah. I do believe there's an equation out there about that, in fact. But it's doing it, just, a struggle, because, again, the back end doesn't have the most grip. It does want to come around quite frequently, and so you gotta watch it, and you gotta be careful. And I just went really wide. I think that was more me than the car on that point. I think I wasn't just paying attention all that much. It was a very sleepy Sunday afternoon, the day we recorded, and we are down 2 minutes 33, almost 34 seconds. We'll watch a couple people jump over. Hi. They overshot it just a little bit there. Looks like somebody else is coming. Yeah, we'll watch them too. Why not? And boop. I don't know who that is. I don't see their name. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, we are now back at the top of Mount Chiliad for the damage descent. And Hobo is in a fresh Avenger. And you can hear the grudge match that takes place between Avenger and Flare Gun each week. In the supporters-only version of Bullet Offroad, we call it Behind the Scenes. That is available to those of you who are channel members right here on YouTube, Twitch subscribers, Patreon supporters, and Discord, or Vainglorious Discord server subscribers. All four of those, if you have your respective service linked up to Discord and you're a member of the Vainglorious Discord server, there's a channel that's for supporters. Actually, 3 channels that's for supporters. One where I post all the media, one where you can just talk to me, and one where we have a voice channel. But you get access to those by being a channel supporter and having everything linked. I greatly appreciate the support. I never expect it, but if you want to help out the channel and support what I do, then it will be very appreciated. And you can even get your name in the end credits and get ad-free Will It Offroad, and all kinds of extra perks. You get a special role and recognition in Discord. You get access to the soundboard on our Discord. Only supporters can use the soundboard in our Discord. Everybody else is blocked off, and there's tons of other perks. You can check it all out. Bonk. Yep, I bonked. Yeah, I can't talk today. I got bonked. And because of it, I'm now struggling to get turned over and get turned around, and then I managed to hit that, and I managed to hit the tree, and I managed to back into it again while trying to do a burnout. Finally, get the handbrake to hold, and there we go. And I'm like the last one down. Normally that's not the case, and yeah, it's a big, heavy chunk of lead essentially driving down the mountain, the Duke of Death. So things are gonna go rough. Looks like Raven was having a bit of trouble. I call him Raven because that's what his username was way back in the day. He hasn't gone by that in forever. BRANDONBTYB now. His name is Brandon, just like me. He named himself after me. 2:18:20 is our damage descent time. Let's take a look at the damage on the Duke of Death. The windows might be gone. Can't really tell because of all the armor. 2 of the rear lights are missing. The grill shroud, the chrome piece, it's gone. Well, that's rude. The hood and the right fender are gone, and the right door won't close. Can't believe that redneck said that. Oh, well, he didn't say it to me, so whatever. There are support vehicles and the dead redneck who just called somebody a piece of shit. And there we are from the rear. And that's going to bring us to our next vehicle. The Principe Nemesis. I think you say it Principe. It's not Principe, as I've heard people say. And yes, I've heard people say it. And I don't think it's Principe either. I've heard people say that. I think it's Principe. I know I've Googled it for pronunciations, and that's what Google said, so it must be true. But again, this comes from a comment, and that's why we're doing it. We have another bike, and I'm going to be honest with you at the outset. If you've seen the behind-the-scenes version of this video, you will know I complained about this bike the entire way up. It felt slow, it felt difficult to control, it was unpleasant. But it actually turns out to be really good, which surprised me when I was editing the video. Like, I was really expecting this. This felt slow when I was doing it. I felt like it was taking a long time to get up the mountain. And I felt that it wasn't an easy bike to get up the mountain. And yet when I edited the video, I was just, well, you'll see, it's shocking. I had no idea that this bike that I bought a long time ago for my second character. Okay, that was an interesting climb. But I bought it a long time ago for my second character just to put something in the MC clubhouse. I had like 2 or 3 other bikes. I'm like, yeah, I'll fill it up. And I just went through and just bought some bikes. I don't even remember what my strategy was in what I bought. Just some bikes. So my first character, I have some really nice custom bikes. But on the second character, it's more like I just wanted to fill it. So that's why I own the Nemesis. I think that this video was the first time I've ever ridden it outside of... No, because you cannot customize them. No, I didn't have the mechanic in my garage on my second character for the longest time, so I would have had to ride it to LSC. And it would have been the one out in just south of Sandy Shores Airport. So yeah, that would have probably been the only time before this video I've ever touched this bike. I like the look of it, but you know, when in terms of bikes, it's just not very fast. However, it shows up those fast bikes a lot. It just goes to show that straight line speed and racing performance don't really matter when it comes to off-roading. As you can tell, we're up in a very, very short amount of time, almost into a buzzer, 2:21. So will it off-road? Yeah. Not only will it off-road really, really well, it is the 5th fastest vehicle that I've ever taken up the mountain. 4th if you take out the helicopter that we did for the lulls. The Buzzard will always be first because I'm never going to do it on the helicopter. So nothing's ever going to beat it. I need to take the Buzzard out, but there's a video for it. And yeah, anyways, it's a whole thing. But the Buzzard will always be 4th. So in Will It Off-Road, you kind of always just got to subtract a number to know where it really stands. And this is 5th. This is 5th out of 393 vehicles. It is 0.28 seconds slower than the Shinobi and 0.88 seconds faster than the Vagrant. Out of the 19 motorcycles that we have tested, it is the same split with the Shinobi, but 1.62 seconds faster than the Manchester Scout C, which is what my passenger was riding earlier to get up the mountain. But we had to wait on the mountain overnight just so the video wouldn't be at nighttime, because it's really hard to see for people who watch on mobile and for screens that have brightness not turned way up. But mobile, especially late night videos, just don't really work that well. So we waited for morning, and in that amount of time, Raven had put away the Manchez and gotten out his Acid Lab instead and drove it all the way up. And I guess didn't want to have to do that again, so just rode down with me. Because we have a rule in Will It Off-Road when you take part that if you go up, you have to come back down. You can't wait at the top. Because that's lame. And Sparing Donkey made that rule. And we actually, it's a good one. And you can take part in the recording of Will It Off-Road, as well as our community streams and other community videos if you're part of the Vainglorious Discord server and you play on PC, because that's the platform we mostly play on when we record videos. However, we do have people from every platform with a huge number of games represented. So come hang out with us. If you're watching the videos, you need to be a part of the regular community. So join the Discord. You won't regret it. So 207 on the Nemesis. Again, pretty decent time even coming back down. And as much as it felt unpleasant to drive in retrospect, I guess I can't really complain because it did pretty good. Yeah, we were watching those guys crash into things. So we're back up at the top, trying to take an adventure down apparently again. And now I'm solo because this is always just suicide. And I don't care how well you try to aim. You're going to die when you land at that height. Unless you just, you know, glitch glide the bike, which I don't do because that would be cheating. You're gonna splat at some point going down. So my bike is there. You can see J-Bo's is with it, but I'm way up here, so I'm doing my best to find a way to jump down without stumbling and falling, so that I don't die again. But now my big concern is not only Hobo flying down, but you can see that big acid lab icon closing in on me very quickly, and that was scary. I'll be honest, that thing, I didn't know where it was behind me. I could hear it. I could see the icon getting closer. And I was just a little bit terrified that I was about to get squished by a big giant brigade. So back on our way, now that I am back on my bike, it's not going to last very long, however. So going to bounce here, go under the brigade, and then get run over. Yeah, so I fell off the bike, went sliding, landed under the brigade, and then got flattened by the brigade. What are you going to do? By the way, Raven, thank you for being a channel supporter. I don't say it enough. But he took part in the video, and he's a channel supporter. Which is why we started late, because, you know, normally I'm just like, we're starting at this time, no exceptions. But then he's like, I'm not home yet, but I want to take part. I'm like, okay, well, wait. Because he's a channel supporter. That's what you get for being a channel supporter. Extra consideration. Look at this bike. Backfiring, smoke pouring out of the engine. Oh, that engine rattle is just bad. I don't know what I'm doing way over here. That engine rattle is horrible, horrible bad. Kind of bounced a little bit. Couldn't really control it all that much, so we went over the railroad tracks. Threaded the needle. I don't think it really counts as a motorcycle. I mean, if it's on your bingo card, count it. But hey, otherwise not. We're going to thread the needle. But this thing's not going very fast. Wait till... So I'm going to nail this wood pile. But when I get back on the bike, this backfire is epic. Here it comes. Poof. It just like died for a second. Sputtered, spit out a bunch of black smoke and flames, and then resumed going. Man, this thing's... All the lights are gone. Severe engine damage. Oh, there goes Hobo and Raven. Or no, it was J-Bo's and Raven. And, of course, I died twice, and it was rough. It was really rough. Hobo's doing the facepalm of shame, and you'll see why in a moment. But here are our support vehicles from the front, from the back. You guys see Hobo's car. He was messing about. And got stuck between the two wood piles and tried to up and atomize it out, and it caught on fire and died. Yep. But that's going to do it for this week's Bullet Off-Road. We'll be back next week with some cars that will be determined. And the week after that, well, the video, we are going to be participating in Bruffy's 200 plus, hopefully, G-Fred. And I'm going to record that and make it a community video. So that should be fun. Sure. Well, thank you so much for watching. There's a bajillion things you could have been doing today, and you chose to watch my video, so I really do appreciate your time. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.